What is up, guys? My name is Nicholas Garcelle. Welcome back to another video. Here we go. Here are my 2021-22 NHL season predictions. We're going to start off with the regular season divisions, and then in another video coming soon, I will predict the playoffs. But just for now, it'll be the division. So we'll start easy. We'll start with the Atlantic Division, and I'll make myself a little smaller just so you guys can see what's going on down there. So we got wild card spots available, 2 wild card spots, and the top 3 in the division. And if I had to go with a top 3 for the Atlantic Division, I'm going Tampa Bay Lightning in first with 115 points at the end of the season, the Boston Bruins with 110 points, and the Florida Panthers with 105. The Toronto Maple Leafs finished with 103 and a wild card spot. So yes, I left the Canadiens, the Senators, the Red Wings, and the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo, I don't think is going to do too well. The Red Wings are their own story. They're still rebuilding, and they're still very much a team that needs to have players added into their group. Senators, they're going to have a pretty decent season. 82 points, that's very respectable. And the Montreal Canadiens, I had finishing with 90 points. Still a very respectable amount of points. And in other divisions, it may have got them a playoff spot. But I have to say, I don't think the Montreal Canadiens are built to be in the Atlantic Division. This is a very competitive division. In fact, I had the Leafs almost not making the playoffs this season, considering how competitive this Atlantic Division is going to be. They got a wild card spot. So at the end of the day, nothing special, but they're still in a playoff spot. Metropolitan, now I got some interesting stats. The New York Islanders I have finishing with 109 points this season. The Washington Capitals I have finishing with 105. And the Flyers with 105 points as well. Then the Pittsburgh Penguins finishing in the wild card spot with 101 points. So the Penguins the second wild card spot and the Leafs the first. This is going to be an interesting division. And yes, Carolina Hurricanes fans, I don't have you making the playoffs. Look, I think you're going to have an amazing season. I think Freddie Anderson is going to give you something different. Losing Dougie Hamilton, that's a big loss. I understand they got Jesperi Konkaniemi, but I just don't think he himself and Frederik Andersen are going to bring enough to the team to make them a playoff group. 98 points, that's a lot of points. Rangers fans, I got you finishing with 92 points. The Devils with 86, so very, very decent from the Devils getting Dougie Hamilton. Not a playoff spot, but decent. And the Blue Jackets with 76. The Blue Jackets are their own tale. Going to the Central Division, we have the Colorado Avalanche in first with 113 points. Then I have the Winnipeg Jets with 106 points. The Minnesota Wild with 100 points. And the Chicago Blackhawks finishing with 97 points in a playoff spot. Now, it's going to come down to the wire, especially for teams like the Blackhawks, like the King, like the Kraken, like the Flames, and the St. Louis Blues, maybe even the Dallas Stars. But I think the Blackhawks are going to be a very sneaky team this year, especially Marc-Andre Fleury, and bringing guys like Seth Jones in the back to make their defense a little bit stronger. Plus, their young guys are coming in, Kirby Dach, and yeah, they're going to be an insane team, the Chicago Blackhawks. I think they're going to have a really good season. In my opinion, they'll be one of the better teams in that part of the West, or the Central, my apologies. But you know what I mean. Anyways, the Minnesota Wild, 100 points. Yes, I do have them finishing with 100 points. The Winnipeg Jets, I think Winnipeg is going to be a really good team this year. They always seem to show up, and I think they're going to bring some very meaningful beatings to the Central Division, and I think they're going to be one of the better teams in that division. The Blues, I have with 92 points. 92 is not terrible, but it's also not a playoff spot for the St. Louis Blues. The Stars, 84 points. They're kind of on a decline, but also they kind of have that availability to be able to make a playoff spot, which is why I left them at 84 points. It's respectable, but at the end of the day, it doesn't get the job done, and that's why I kind of have them on like they're almost there, but not quite kind of area. The Nashville Predators, 80 points, and the Arizona Coyotes, a new team to the Central Division, going to have some trouble. 75 points, I have them finishing. Then in the Pacific Division, the Las Vegas Golden Knights taking the Pacific, no question there, 112 points. The Edmonton Oilers, 102 points. The Vancouver Canucks 97 points I have the Vancouver Canucks finishing with. And the surprising one, the Los Angeles Kings with 95 points. Sorry, Seattle. I do not have Seattle finishing with a playoff spot this season. It's kind of hard, right? Because you don't know how they're going to play. Are they going to play like the Vegas Golden Knights, who came out of nowhere and just destroyed the rest of the league? Or are they going to be a team that made some picks here and there that didn't match up and didn't work the way they wanted to, and it just didn't go in their favor? And that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Kraken fans, I'm not going to let you down. You're going to finish with a 90-point season, and that's very, very, very good for your first season in the NHL, especially knowing that you had a couple star players, but then again, you drafted a lot of rookies. You're drafting for the future, which is important, and I think that was very important for the Seattle organization. But I think the Kings are going to have you beat out this year for that wildcard spot, and a couple other teams. Possibly the Canucks could fall, and the Seattle Kraken could fall into that category. But other than that, I don't have them finishing anywhere else. The Calgary Flames, 83 points. Calgary's on a decline. It's not looking good in Calgary. They got to figure something out. I think a rebuild is not even in the question. I don't even think that's the direction they should head in, no matter what happens at the end of this year. I think the Calgary Flames are a couple picks, are a couple mix-ups and matches and mismatches of players. You know, just shuffle it around a little bit. Shuffle up your team. Bring in some new players. I think that's all they have to do. Keep doing. They brought in Blake Coleman. That was a big name for the Calgary Flames. So hopefully him and some other guys are going to be able to mix up this roster a little bit and just give them something that they haven't had in a while, which is that kind of swagger on the ice. And that's exactly what I think Calgary needs. San Jose Sharks, 60 points. Yeah, it's not going to look good in San Jose. It's been a very weird environment in San Jose, especially knowing that what's been going on with Evander Kane. Erik Karlsson doesn't like him. Brent Burns wants out. It's a mess in San Jose right now, and I think it's one they got to get out of quicker instead of trying to fix it. I think they got to get out of it and let a couple of guys go. And then the Anaheim Ducks, 52 points. I said this at the beginning of the year, and I made this prediction a couple months back. I actually don't think Anaheim will finish with 52 this season. I think a couple of their rookies will bail them out. I think the Sharks will actually finish with 60 points now in last. And I think the Ducks will get 72 points at the end of the season. So very respectable still, but not in a playoff spot. But I still think they'll be better than what I predicted at the beginning of the year. So that's all I got for you guys. Let me guys know what you think in the comments below of my predictions here. I think they're pretty good. I don't think I did too half bad, but at the end of the day, it's only what happens. It's not what I think is going to happen. So we'll watch hockey this year. We'll see what goes on. But right now, those are my predictions for the NHL divisions and the points at the end of the season. My predictions for the NHL 2021-22 Stanley Cup playoffs will be coming very soon. The early bird predictions of that. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to watch some hockey and watch some really good hockey from some of the better teams around the league. But anyways, guys, that is all I'll say for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more of these videos, and please make sure to turn on your post notifications to get notified when these videos do come out. One more thing, please make sure to share this video with your friends and family. Helps me out a lot, guys, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.